guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about why you always feel poor in America and what you can do about it.
Yeah, this is a thing that a lot of people face in America, and we've been among those people, and that is one of the reasons why we are right now in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And a lot of people feel like they just can't get past that hump. They can't get over the month to month. There just seems to be, no matter what they do, can't get to where they want to be. And there's several reasons for that in America, and these have become pretty evident to us the more we've traveled the world. The first is that companies are charging you what you can pay, not what is a fair or reasonable price for their product. They're charging you actually what they know you can pay, and that will inflict pain on your wallet, but you'll still pay it. There is definitely a 2 or 3 tiered financial system in the world where, depending on where you live, you're going to pay less for the same exact product or service, and that is designed to extract the most profit out of you. We're going to give you a little example here. It's lunchtime here in Kuala Lumpur, so we just ordered food from Chili's on the local delivery app, which is like Uber Eats. So let's say what we got, and we're going to have you put a guess in the comments as to how much you think we paid for both meals combined and delivery fees, all of that included, total price to get this food here. Or if you have a Chili's nearby and you have an Uber app, pull it up and see how much it would have been for you and leave it in the comments. So what did you get?
Okay, I love fish tacos, but I got they had the shrimp tacos, so look at how huge those are. Okay, shrimp tacos with black beans and onion rings for some reason. I don't understand those, but they are good. So that's my meal. That's a ton of food. I will actually probably not be able to eat all of this because those tacos are really huge and they have a lot of like lettuce and tomato and stuff like that. That's gonna fill me up a lot. Obviously, I'll probably only eat about half of those and then the onion rings. So that's a good meal right there.
I ordered boneless wings, which I love. So I got, and there's 2 whole containers of the wings, which is crazy. 2 different flavors. There's a big bunch of chips and some salsa. So those look amazing. That's from Chili's. Got a little boneless wing sauce on it. That's the same Chili's we have in America, same exact restaurant. So how much do you think it costs for Uber Eats to deliver this to us here? Let us know in the comments. We're going to talk a little bit about Starbucks because that's one of your favorite places.
That's right. I do frequent Starbucks. I obviously visit local places everywhere we go, but every once in a while, just like with ordering this chili, we feel like something from home. So I do zip on over to Starbucks and get my favorite drinks there as well. And that's one of the first things I noticed. I came back and said, "You're not gonna believe this. They're practically giving these coffees away here." Yeah,
she was pretty excited.
I was so pumped when I bought one the first time, because I was like, I got back and I'm trying to think where it was. Was it in, it must have been, I think it was in Thailand the first time I realized there was such a huge price discrepancy. I'm pretty sure it was Thailand. It was almost $3 cheaper for the exact same beverage, like exact same drink that I get at home. I had them make it for me in Thailand and it was almost $3 cheaper. I completely lost my mind. I almost ran home yelling like, "Oh my gosh, they're giving drinks away."
So we talked about this before once, I think it was on a live possibly, where we said the Starbucks drinks were, you know, up to $3 cheaper, and got a lot of comments that, well, the wages are less in these countries and that's what accounts for it. And it's just not true. And so I did some digging, and there was someone who did a study on this, and the wage cost to make a Starbucks drink in the US is 63 cents per drink. So when you take that out, and even if the wages were free in these other countries, which they're not, it's probably less, true, but it's not nothing. Even if it was free, you would only be subtracting 63 cents from the price. So it does not account for the fact that the drink is $2.5, $3 cheaper. That's the lie they want everybody to believe, though. And everybody does believe that lie, that, oh, because we're paying you more in wages, we have to raise the price X number of dollars, and then they raise it 8 times what they would have needed to raise it to pay for those said wages. So that's just simply not true. So now you've had some time. We're going to give you the answer on our Chili's meal. We had both meals combined, delivered, taxes, delivery, everything all told. It was $8.44 total. So I'm interested to see. I'm going to go and see what you thought it was, or maybe what you, if anyone knows how much this would be in the States, let me know. I can't even imagine what it would be nowadays.
Well, you couldn't even get one of these for $8.44. No. If you drove yourself there and picked it up yourself, you could not purchase one of these meals for $8.44. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, exactly. So then the other day I got an email from Netflix, and this was great because we subscribe to Netflix. That's what we use when we're watching shows. It's $22.99. We have the premium package with them, and I got an email and it said, "We're raising the price to $25.99 in order that we can provide you these continued amazing services." And I was like, what amazing services are they providing me for this extra $3? Nothing seems to have changed, yet it's just another $3, and they've probably just figured out I'm willing to pay another $3, which I am because I did not cancel. So joke is on us, I guess.
That's
but
right.
Joke's on all of us because we're now paying $25.99 very soon for Netflix. So we did some digging to see, okay, because a lot of times we'll look up stuff online and we're in a country and it will show you the pricing for them. So the pricing is all different for every country. Maybe you didn't know this. If you're in Mexico, and we're going to show you these prices in their currency, but I'm translating that to US dollars. If you're in Mexico, the Netflix premium price is $17.36. If you're in Canada, good deal for you, it's only $15.27. Japan, it's $13.15. Colombia is $9.63. And if you live in Turkey and you want the Netflix premium, $6.93 a month. So, why is it that to provide us in America with extraordinary service, it's $26, and in Turkey it's $6?
Yeah, and it's the same service, like you said. They're watching the exact same shows that we are. Sometimes they're even provided with more than we are. So it's really kind of crazy to think that there's such a huge discrepancy in the pricing between the U.S. and basically any other country.
Any other country, yeah. So another thing I was signing up for was Canva. You know, you can do a lot of things with that, and I was interested in looking at the Pro, or the Pro, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. And I'd known that the Canva price, which is like a design, it's like a graphic design.
Kind of like graphic design app.
It's $119 a year in the U.S. I've known that. I was like, I don't know that it's worth that much. And I was like, well, let me just go out and look the other day. So I went on here. We're in Malaysia again. So I go look at it, and it comes up in Malaysian pricing, of course, which is different. So it's 249 ringgit. So well, how much is that? I don't know. It's $53. So instead of $119, if you buy it here in Malaysia, it's $53. And so it's like everything is half price. And that's why we say you can live so easily. If you have an $8,000 to $10,000 budget in the U.S., you can easily live on $3,000 to $4,000. You're not making any sacrifices. You're just paying half price for almost everything. And sometimes an eighth of the price, or a tenth of the price. Mm-hmm. It happens over and over and over.
Yep. Yeah, and there's really, so you're thinking to yourself, okay, so these companies are constantly moving the goalposts on us, so we're never going to get there. They just sort of keep moving them down the field, keep raising the price, keep raising the price. So how do you beat the system? How do you beat this? And we do have a three-step or three different choices, ways that you can beat the system.
Yeah, because Netflix, they're going to raise that price from $26 to $29 in about 6 months. I'm not getting paid more. My job isn't giving me raises as quickly as Netflix is charging me more money. So I know there's tons of people like us that were like, this is just ridiculous. Why are we always falling behind further and further and further? Well, there are 3 ways you can beat the system. The first way is just make enough money that it doesn't matter. If you make $1 million, you don't care whether you paid $8 or $40 for your Chili's. Maybe you do care, but it's not going to matter to you. And that's kind of an unrealistic one for most of us. But that is a way you can beat it. And that's really the only way you can beat it if you don't take matters into your own hands. The second way that you can beat this system is to make, earn, or be given your money in the US in US dollars, but spend that money somewhere else. So whether you have an online business or a consulting, or you just have a pension or your 401k, your retirement, if you're getting your $4,000 in pension or retirement, or you have a YouTube channel like we have, or whatever it is, however you're making your money, you get that money in US dollars and you spend it in Thai baht, Malaysian ringgit, Colombian pesos, whatever other currency you want to spend it in, it doubles your money almost immediately. Some cases it will triple it. So you really stretch your dollars further like that.
Yeah, they really go a long way.
The third way, and we're going to use this one in conjunction with it, is to say, well, if I can't beat these companies, they're beating me at my own game, can't beat them, I'm going to join them. So start investing in these companies. Start investing in Starbucks. So when Starbucks is charging everybody way too much for a drink, you're actually profiting from it. Now you become happy that Starbucks raised their prices. Maybe you own stock in Netflix. Now when they raise the price on everybody and the stock goes up, you actually profit from that more than the $3 that they've charged you. So that's something that we have been really doing quite a bit lately. And we have a new app, Webull, that we've been using here from overseas. You can tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, and we've actually have some videos here on the channel on getting into it, but it's Webull, and the app is so easy, and it just makes it, we actually each have our own separate account. Rob's been using it for a lot longer than I have, but it's super, you know, beginner user friendly, and it's just such a good way to be able to buy smaller chunks than normal of companies. So instead of buying, you know, an Apple share, which is over $400, you could buy a tiny piece of it. And it's so nice because you can do it all right in there in the Webull app. Actually, we have a link to it down in the description if you can't find it. It's right down here in the description. Super easy to track it down, download the app, and set up your account. And it's been a really good to be able to use that to invest into some of these companies that are, you know, making huge profits off of this financial situation.
Yeah, and so the best way to do this is to combine number 2 and number 3. Earn your money in the US, spend it overseas, take some of the extra money you've saved and invest it into US companies. And that's just how you really beat the system. And that's what we're doing right now. That's how we're living. It is working out so amazingly that we just love it, because I am just shocked at how cheap things are overseas. I mean, we're talking not even just US products. Then you talk about local products, local food, local street food's even cheaper. You know, you're getting massages for $5 an hour. You're getting your meals for $2 for a dinner. It's
even just stuff in, like, say, the grocery store. On some of our Asia channels, I've shared like grocery hauls in all different countries and just kind of go over the pricing. But for the most part, well, in most countries you get 10 eggs instead of 12, but in almost every single country you've been to, including the countries in and around Europe, we also can get eggs for like $1 for 10, which is absolutely insane. You can barely get 4 eggs in the US for $1 if you could even get that many. Think about how much you're paying right now for 12 eggs. It's not even close to being 10 for $1. That's just crazy to me. Almost everywhere it has been that price, and I'm just like, how are we paying so much for eggs? We go back to the US and it's like major culture shock walking around the grocery store and just like, oh, that's so much money compared to what we've been paying for, you know, bread and fruits and vegetables. It's just really mind-boggling, like you said.
Yeah, and don't even get me started on healthcare, because we just did a video on that here, and she was recently hospitalized and had surgery, and the cost was just staggeringly low. I had walked in and got an ECG test. I think it was $6, chest x-ray, $8. I think your ultrasound was $25. That's without insurance, walking into the hospital. It's just crazy what people are being charged. And that's why you just feel that pressure, that stress, that feeling that won't go away. And if you're feeling that way, I guess we're here just to say there is a different way. So yeah, you can keep living like that, and that's fine. And we lived like that for many years. But then we realized we wanted to try something different. And the first couple steps you take is plan to take a trip overseas somewhere. Plan to take a trip to one of these countries that's cheaper. Take a trip to Vietnam or Thailand, Malaysia, Colombia for a few weeks and just see what it's like and see for yourself what's happening. And then start investing. You know, start small here. A 1-week trip and a $50 investment can put you down the road to making bigger decisions for yourself in the future.
Exactly. Guys, we really hope that this has been helpful for you, enlightening. If you have more questions, we can have more discussion in the comments, so leave that down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more like this and many more informative finance videos. Give us a like, and we will see you next time.